honor of kings. Enemy minions will arrive in 5 seconds. All forces, move out!
We have our team.
All right, hello everyone. Ghost Taser 7 here. Got that knowledge gem on the Rome Liu Shan here. We got the Fate, the Harmony, and the Void, our tank meta runes, Arcana, technically speaking. Go ahead and use our one there, get some shield movement, speed, knock up, damage, 80 scaling on that damage. Try to do some work here, set up my HoK for some success. Really good trade value there. And see the Kaon is trying to heal up, but those heals get better as she levels it up, or he. I don't know if it's a he or she, but whatever. Kaon gets better heals as they level it up. Otherwise, they also have a stun, and they have huge rebuke will play on the ultimate. It denies a ridiculous amount of damage, so that has huge outplay, a strong component there. We did update our tier list, so you can see that, but unfortunately, Kaon, in my opinion, needs a little bit love in terms of the buff component on the kit. Maybe a higher lifesteal or something. Just doesn't seem to be adding up to huge amounts of value when we're trying to compare and contrast what deserves to be on the highest part of the tier list in terms of our grading algorithm and formula for making the tier list. Anyways, refer to the beginning of the video for the new updated tier list that has the new champions. So that will be real good stuff. That is keeping in mind all the buffs, the nerfs, etc., pro level plays. Anyways, in case you're new to Liu Shan or you don't know how he works, R1 gives that shield movement speed knock-up 80 scaling. The 2 does 80 scaling on a clap-like animation that just stuns them in place. Hard CC, hard crowd control. The ult will do a nice spinning AoE animation to do
Follow my lead, okay?
80 damage. And you can move around while you're doing that, while also being able to use your other skills in your ult. So you can do damage and CC them while using multiple combos in your ult. So really good stuff there. Liu Shan is definitely a force to be reckoned with. I would call him a WMD, a weapon of mass destruction in the support lane. That's where they say we're going to steamroll you with our support. Liu Shan is definitely one of those where you can just pick him up and really hard carry the game as a support player. You also have Kui, you also have Duan Huang, you also have Liang. Those are some really fun picks, and they're very strong. Their base scaling per level is also very tanky, and if you especially have the meta Arcana there, then you're going to be putting in a lot of work without them being able to necessarily punish you. You see, they got quite a bit of damage. That Zhao Kuai probably has some penetration runes. A little surprising that she did that much damage, though. But she also has a 1-level cheese, so I'll say that one might not be a hack. Either way, there's some weird things happening here where it feels like they're doing absurd amounts of damage against the meta runes. As if to say these runes are bad. No, I don't think so. And she also doesn't even have her first tier 3 done. Let's go check. She does have the ability penetration runes, like I said. Yeah, so that seems fair. An afterthought. So we'll see what happens here. You got to watch out for those mid laners who bring the nightmare and stuff. That Arcana is definitely meta in terms of the damage output, especially having the defense. Now the other component here is I also have built-in resistance against magic defense, magic resist, and armor in my tier 2 support item. So it seems a little odd. I'll be sure to check those stats to see the comparison there. There's a little bit of math going on in terms of how they can disrupt that, but it seems a little peculiar to say the least. So be watching out for people who have weird increased bursts of damage. Make sure to report those players. Anyways, that seems right, but we'll see how this game goes. Again, my base level scaling and finishing that first support item is going to create an aura, which does immense magic resist, and armor. So you'll be really mitigating a lot of their damage output in terms of that first tier 3 and the Fate, Harmony, Void, Runes, Arcana, technically speaking. Very traditional in calling it Runes, so I'm going to try to switch that to Arcana just to make things a little easier for everyone. Got a play there, so we just go in. Make sure we got that shield because I know I'm going to get hard focus. Get in there, try to clap them, take that aggro pull.
These are the cards we've been dealt, so we might as well play them.
Again, Shan has been buffed, so if he's taking consecutive turret shots, you won't take as much damage. So they gave Shan some love in terms of the dev standpoint there, so that's big thank you to them for making him more viable. We weren't seeing him as much in Season 6, Season 7, and now people are starting to play him a lot more, realizing that he is a very powerful support. I'm way too low to do anything about that, so unfortunately I couldn't do anything. I did just pick up that Shield of Redemption there, so we'll put that in the guide on your top right, so you can just go over that with the aura effect, with the shield on multi targets on your team. And then we're just going into those boots, so we'll see what we can do there. Looks like Lamb picked up a kill here. Nice and beautiful there. Killed that Hino. Hino is also disgusting stuff. I don't know if he had the appropriate runes, but the other component to this is Guan Yu is a pro level play, pro level pick. He did really good this game. And see something's happening with this Hu Yi here. It's like Guan Yu and him just totally annihilated those people. Those basic animation particles from his attack speed totally connected, and he got that kill. So really good stuff there. You can see his build with the Ripper. Really good stuff there. You can see I'm just trying to hover around him, make sure he's safe, rotating around, roaming the map, trying to cut off any enemy opposition and secure some value and tilting the tide of war in our favor. Remember to analyze the flow of combat, kind of trace out what their decision making is, and try to counter the things that they do. Those critical decision making is going to lead you to have more victories. Again, we see a top 1% player right there. I see this Zhao Kuai coming in. I cut them off. I'm like, no, I can't let you come in and zone my team and disrupt them. I'm trying to disrupt them while countering their ability to disrupt us. So again, critical plays in rebuttal game. It's just like the law, rebuttal game. So good play there, stopping that. They picked up all those other kills there, and she couldn't do anything about it. So solid work on the team, and myself included. Try to disrupt this turret here. So that helped out a little bit. Again, his one skill, I didn't say it before, but if you hit the turret, it will disable it for a reasonable amount of time. I see them going for both of us here. I'm trying to stop that. I'm trying to split them off. If they really want me, they're going to have to get away from my mage here. So just taking one for the team, even if I die. I see Guan Yu going in. Look at that absurd damage on the Guan Yu. It is very, very powerful stuff. He has been strong since Season 6, and they made him easier to play. So if you're looking for a really strong movement game and poke game, very devastating stuff. Even has Boots of Deafness to make it easier to get those first strikes and whittle down his opponents. Boots of Deafness is a critical boot item that will allow you to first strike and poke down and win those micro trades on those boots alone. Now he does have an Axe of Torment here. He also has the mutation, which is smart, getting that pierce. He probably has Eagle Eye. Yes, he does. So the mutation with the Eagle Eye is beautiful synergy of mass physical pierce. You will take a lot of damage unless you have defense or defensive arcana. And he also has a stealth, which pairs with the boost of deafness. So perfect build, in my opinion. So I applaud that for sure. He is definitely not messing around. See that Zhao Kuai coming in to disrupt them again. I'm like, no, let's see if we can get that one peeled off from the team. So that was done so beautifully. Definitely just trying to get one person cut off and isolate them for a clap. That new champion pushes me back. He's like, no, stop doing that. Guan Yu comes in and tries to say, no, you don't get to do that to him. So he tries to do some damage, and then I take over for him, try to trade that aggro. Both of us are decently tanky. I'm definitely way more tanky than him, just because of the Arcana alone. But you can always trade off each other. If you see someone going down and you're especially playing a support or tanky person, just switch places with them and have an out on contingency with your cooldowns up or your gap close in your kit. So be thinking about that as well. See Lamb here trying to take the Tyrant. So we come in here, try to clear that up. Try to add some DPS in our basic attacks and our skills. And be ready just in case they show up. So I'm going to have to go all in, prioritize the jungle here so they don't get the smite. So I'll have to CC lock that by hitting my knock up on my 1 or getting my stun on my 2. They don't even know what's going on. They're just trying to push the map, trying to get control of the map. But unfortunately, we're way too ahead here. And we're keeping them oppressed by making sure we rotate, push first, deny them gold, and then we can push all 3 lanes simultaneously, or at least 2 out of 3. It makes it very difficult for them to come back. Their best position, their position of power would be to sit under the turret and try to aggress us, or maybe we greed. Try to take some of that turret damage and pull them away here, peel them off from the team. They don't fall for it. As I said, they are analyzing. They are very deductive people here at the top, Elo, MMR. So sometimes plays will work and sometimes they won't. You got that Hino bringing back the tier 3 Highland Tower there. Really good stuff. So as you can see, huge rebuttal play on the Hino. Hino is very annoying. He got absurd poke range. You'll see that on my previous video. So if you're into that, I did play Hino mid, so you can try that yourself. Me and Guan Yu get a little greedy here, and unfortunately my team backed off, so we just totally get destroyed there. You can see our Hui is trying to take the Overlord here. Lamb takes over for him. Good team synergy and competency there. Unfortunately, the whole enemy team come back in and try to aggress that, so he just switches it off perfectly. He's like, no, I'm not even going to play that. I'm just going to go straight for you. Lamb is very, very deadly. So you can see there, extremely annoying assassin. He's got gap close. He's got extreme burst damage. Very beautiful stuff. You can see his build here. His runes are the Red Moon, the mutation with that physical pierce, the Eagle Eye here with more pierce. Really just deletes people, that physical attack and movement speed for that flat AD, and that movement speed to make sure he stays with those targets. Really beautiful stuff there. He just comes in here and they just win the game.
Checkmate.
So very simple. Just play as a cohesive unit, have some synergy, some choreography in mind, help each other out. That's rule number 4, and try not to get clapped doing so. Again, it's not very difficult. You just got to beat that learning curve. It's kind of steep here, but with experience and time, practice makes perfect. So just briefly looking over the builds here. Everything on our side is looking good. It looks beautiful. It looks meta. As you can see, some of those runes, really good stuff. That Guan Yu is a top 10% player. So you can see he was putting in some work with an 8-2. That's a 4 KDA. That's very beautiful. Real solid stuff. Checking briefly over the enemy team's build. They are building meta here, so you can see that they are not joking around about that either. It just didn't work out. We had the lead. We smashed their face in. There was nothing they can do. Again, good synergy as a cohesive unit, and knowing your position and your role and your job for the team and doing that for your team and utility for them is going to make or break the game. And then critical plays in your dives, pushing out those damage dealing zoning targets like the mid lane, or diving squishies and just taking them out so we can all hard focus the tankier opponents together in a clap or a hard focus manner is going to be critical play. So think about that moving forward when we're analyzing evolving winning. We're just going to go into the metrics here. So my team fighting was pretty high. Mine might have been the least there. Zhao Kuai wasn't with the team for whatever reason. I don't know what happened there. I just didn't see it, so I can't really speak about that. But their jungler had 100% team fighting. That's really solid work there. He was really going around. He was the MVP. He was trying to help everybody out. The problem was that we already had the lead. So it was very difficult in those conditions as they evolved for him to come back and do anything about it. But he still kept his cool. He still had 24% damage. He took 19%. The KN, again, a pretty solid pick there, taking 26% of the team damage. Hino is really good on the broken list. 22% damage and 22% damage dealt because he really has that absurdly broken or overpowered, rather, poke range. So pick up that high note if you're into that. Again, I have a video on the channel, so you can check me out playing mid lane with the Hino. I'm looking to play him support as well, so you can try that out. Just be very careful. They think that's a troll, and I did get reported doing that, but I ended up winning the game, so I don't see how I get reported for playing something that's viable on a winning game. That being said, do what you know will work. So it's all about playing competently and picking something that fits that position. So we'll probably see that change in the near future. Anyways, back to the stats here. 31% on the damage taken, so really good stuff there. We got 23% on the damage for the Guan Yu, really high number. 23% on the Lamb here. 21% on the damage of the Hu Yi. 24% on our Mage. Forgive me, I don't know the name. Really good stuff. Going forward, we got these objectives here. We got 7 turrets. They got 0. We got 2 Tyrants. And then they got 1 Overlord. And when you're winning that much, the point here is getting those Tyrants will just solidify your lead even further. If you already have that power, then you might as well just get the Tyrants. Why? Because you get that extra damage, you get that extra movement speed, and you can just take them out even quicker and solidify your win. So when you're in a winning scenario, I would prioritize the Tyrant over the Overlord. If you are losing, it is a necessity. It is a must to try to get that Overlord. Why? Because that can help you regain some map pressure when you're so pushed up. So they did get 1, it just didn't work out. So with that being said, guys, analyze, evolve, win. Refer to the tier list at the beginning of the video for that updated changes. That is a fresh new guide basically for the picks that you need or the picks that are strongest. So trust that, it's good stuff. And then refer to the description anytime for rules 1 through 5 and the three steps for gaming success. Anyways, that'll be it for this one. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a good day or night. And until then, bye.